Hi, my name is Tony Shahidi from IPM, Intricate Programming and Manufacturing. We come to the last part of this summer report, and what we're going to do now, since everything's already done, everything's already machined, we're going to only demonstrate the rough part for the sake of the video, cannot be too long for uploading purposes. So what we're going to do, we're going to go straight to simulation. That's a simulation icon. So you go to simulation, click on that. We got 5-axis genetic, vertical mill table, geometry all elements, position automatic, and fixture none. From level, we're gonna go pick up level 1, which have all the surfaces in there, right? So level 1, and then click on use Mastercam settings. And since we have all this, the body and also both end caps are put into level 1, Mastercam gonna assume that this whole thing is solid, and the end caps are also solid. So then you can machine it. So I'm gonna bring this back here. Everything's done. You hit simulate. There's a table like a TR210. Simulate. Mastercam gonna do some crunching a little bit. What's going to do is going to rough from the top first. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go all the way upper left, right there. So you see a little icon right there. You're going to click on that to fit the screen. Next to it, red box, isometric. We set up our speed right down the middle, and everything else set. And all you do is hit run. So what you can do, you can click on the part and then use your mouse, and then use your wheel and zoom in, zoom out. In order to do that, you have to target the area you want, then you use your mouse. As you can see right now, is the lollipop start roughing out the upper portion, and while it's doing that, bring it down a little bit. Okay, so while he's doing that right now is basically on the upper section of this part. See, upper section of this part and this portion is almost straight down because Mastercam gonna align it almost like a vertically up for a lollipop to get the straight portion out. And while he's doing that straight part, you'll see more A-axis table rotation than a B-axis because it's hardly any movements, just little tiny movements on a B-axis right now. But once it gets lower towards the middle, that kink is, plus that bump in the bottom, you're gonna see a lot of B-axis movements. And once it's done with the first portion of the cylinder port, it's going to pull the tool out, and then it's going to rotate A and B axis, and it's going to go rough at the other end. So this video is going to take very long. I'm going to have to speed it up. Mastercam, I'm going to crunch a little bit. Once you see done crunching here, you can go all the way to the upper left corner and hit right there, hit play again. So now Mastercam, I'm going to take it all the way to where you dragged it to. And as you can see, the B-axis started becoming a lot more active. You can see more motions because it's getting close to kink. And the B-axis is a lot more in action right now, trying to adjust the lollipop that we don't violate anything, violate the surfaces. I'm going to move it again towards the end of the first portion, right about here probably. I should a little farther than that, but Mastercam plays games once in a while. You just have to be patient, you know. Mastercam had bugs ever since that I started programming 20 years ago, and they still have bugs, you know. Sometimes it gets your nerves, but you just have to stay calm, collective, and cool, and do what you have to do to get the job done. So right now it's a lot more active. It's telling me it's almost in the bottom. Once it gets to the bottom, it's gonna overlap a little bit, then lollipop's gonna pull out. A, B gonna rotate, then it's gonna go through the bottom portion, go off the cylinder port from the other end. And once it rotates to the other end, I'm gonna speed it up to get this thing done as fast as possible. Now you can see what 5-axis like, you know, with the A and B axis. Right now I can see it's going through the bottom, through the hump in the bottom, and it's gonna pull out any second. More the bead rotation you see, I mean, it's getting closer to the bottom, based on my experiences. Just trying to adjust the tool to all those features in the bottom. And now I should pull out. So now it's getting big rotations. I mean, it's already done. It's at the hump in the bottom. And remember, we created a 20,000 shield around the lollipop and also the tool holder. That way it doesn't violate anything. Machine will alarm out and stops. Okay, now, come on, pull it out. It's getting too long. One, two, three. No? Oh, okay. So now, you see, A and B are adjusting themselves. A is coming and the B rotating, and it's gonna set itself up almost like a perpendicular to the spindle. And it's gonna do the same thing here. It's gonna rough everything out, and it becomes a lot more active on B axis when you get close to the bottom. So I'm gonna just drag it out all the way to the end, right about here. It's gonna start crunching. So the idea is to create a stock, because if you load that same tube in here, then you cannot machine anything off of it. So by creating surfaces at the end of both ends, first you create a curve on one edge, and then you chain it for a flat boundary. Once you do that, you can transfer all of that to another level, the both flat boundaries and the main body. You can transfer them to another level and then use that for a stock, call it stock reference, you know. And then when Mastercam asks you to select your surfaces, they just open it up. Everything's color coded already. Just go to QM Quick Mask Colors. You choose that blue color. Mastercam picks up all those no, they're not wireframe surfaces, and start machining. So now I'm going back to the upper left corner, hit start, and it's going to finish the end right now. You can see it's a lot more active now. B axis almost, you know, getting very close to the B axis. And if you have a problem with that, all you have to space it out, as I was showing you earlier. So this is it. Thank you very much again, and see you soon. IPM Tony Shabib.